Alright, we should be live. What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having a great Friday night. I guess I am. It's been whatever. I haven't really done anything today, so that's fun. Oh, great. Alright. Let's go. We're going to break down this race on Draftkings here. I mean, it pretty much comes down to one or two guys you want to play. We're just going to go down by driver's number, not by their salary, but we'll start Hailie Deegan here. But, I mean, anyway, if you guys have any questions, make sure to ask them in the chat. I will answer them. Make sure that like button if you're new to subscribe. Yeah. Hailie Deegan starts 20th place today. Oh, my gosh. All right, she's $6,500. 2.5x her salary. She's going to need to get top 15. When you look at average running position last year, 25th at Vegas and 23rd at Vegas, it's not great, but at the other track, it's kind of similar. We got Kansas at 14th. Those are the three races I'm really looking at for this race tonight, were the two Vegas races last year and then Kansas last year. I mean, she has that upside, but it does not feel safe to me. None of the value feels fantastic tonight. Tonight, you're going to need value, so that's great. But Hailie Deegan's okay. I don't mind it. Jordan Anderson, $7,200, starting 34th, is going to need a top 20 to pay off that salary. I just don't want to have to bet on a top 20 from Jordan Anderson. I'm not going to go there. The real big debate tonight is going to be John Hernemech versus Kyle Busch. I mean, they're starting first and second. Last year, Nemechek beat out Kyle Busch. And Vegas won. He had average position of 2. And at Kansas, an average position of 3, and then 21 at Vegas, too. But he led laps. He had I think he had engine issues or tire issues. Something happened that really forced that back. But when you go look at laps led and fast laps for Nemechek in those races last year, 94 at Vegas, 16 at Kansas, 33 at Vegas, 33 fast laps at Vegas, 21 at Kansas, 10 at Vegas. Like, he's awesome. There's a reason he's the second favorite to Kyle Busch. Really, the only guy anyone expects could beat Kyle Busch, aside from, like, a bunch of wrecks and stuff. So, I mean, if Nemechek's not going to be as highly owned as Busch, but if you want to be bold and fade Kyle Busch, John Nemechek's your guy. I think that one of those two probably leads laps here, wins this race. Blaine Perkins, starting 30th at $5,400, is going to need a top 22 to pay off that salary. When we go look at, I'm sorry, never mind. But Blaine Perkins, I mean, he could get that, but I wouldn't really love to play that. Spencer Boyd's really cheap, $4,700, starting 35th. He's only going to need a top 26 to pay off his salary. It's Spencer Boyd, but, I mean, it's the Truck Series. You assume a ton of wrecks are going to happen, so I don't mind it for cheap value, but I don't feel great about it. Tanner Gray, starting 8th, is going to need a top 6, and none of his numbers, to me, show that he's going to get a top 6 in this race, so I don't really feel like playing Tanner Gray. Tyler Ankrum, starting 14th, is going to need a top 9 to pay off his salary. I think that's definitely possible, but it feels like, not the ceiling, but close to it for what Tyler Ankrum can do here. He's in Tory equipment, not in a GMS truck as he was last year, which is still good equipment, don't get me wrong. 12th average position at Vegas, 18th at Kansas, and 23rd at Vegas. I just kind of think he finishes around where he starts. Ryan Preece starts 5th. I was really looking forward to playing Ryan Preece today, but he's going to need to lead laps to pay off that salary. And with John Hernemech and Kyle Busch in the field, I don't really see that being a main thing here. Chandler Smith, same thing, is going to need to lead laps. I'm just not interested in it. The only two guys I expect to lead a majority of laps tonight are Nemechek and Kyle Busch. I'd be very surprised if it's someone else. Derek Kraus starts 13th. He's going to need a top 9. I think that's doable, but still don't feel too comfortable with it. Matt Mills, starting 27th. He's going to need to get a top 21 in Young's equipment. I don't like that. That equipment is not top 21 capable. I mean, you're seeing the trend here. There's not a lot of great plays on this slate I love. Austin Wayne Self starts 18th. He's going to need top 15. I like this. I do like Austin Wayne Self. We saw 15th best average position of 15 at Vegas last year, and an average position of 12 last year at Vegas, and 21 at Kansas, and that's great. But those two Vegas runs do look good. If John Hernemech and Kyle Busch wreck out, who do you think wins? Ryan Preece, I guess. I don't know. Moving on to Grant Enfinger. He's going to need a top 5 to pay off the salary, and I think that's fine. I mean, he didn't race in any of these races last year, but still, top 5, it's Grant Enfinger. Not ever going to be complaining about playing that. I think he's a good play. He's too cheap. $8,700 for Grant Enfinger is just too cheap. Moving on to Jack Wood in the GMS truck, starting 24th. He's going to need to get a top 16 to pay off his salary. Yeah, I mean, it's Jack Wood. He's not really good at all, but he's in a GMS truck, so I could see it happening. But, I mean, if you want to get to Jack Wood, I think that's fine, but it's not someone I really feel that comfortable going to. Matty Benedetto starts 15th. He's going to be a top 7. I don't want to bet on that truck. That Rackley War truck's not that good. Like, the Benedetto's getting priced up high. DraftKings is giving him decent odds to win races. I disagree with that. I don't think Matt Benedetto is really that good anyway, but, you know, this truck is not, like, it's not a GMS truck. He's not in a KBM truck. He's not in a front row motorsports truck. Like, those are way, way better trucks than what Matt Benedetto is driving. I just don't really want to play that at all. I don't know. I'm not too high on him this year. Tate Fogelman starting 21st is going to need to get, let's see, hold on, I got to find him. Gosh, top 16. You really want to bet on top 16 for Tate Fogelman? I don't. Brett Holmes starts 32nd. He's going to be a top 19. Same thing. I mean, he did have 19th best average position at Vegas last year, but 27th at the first Vegas race and 28th at Kansas. That hasn't looked so great. But if you want to go there, I don't hate it. But he is expensive. I mean, $7,400 for Brett Holmes is just expensive. Loris Fiesmans, you're going to need a top 15 from him. Wait, that's wrong. It's a top 25. You need a top 25 from him to pay off his salary. Rayum Brothers, Rayum Trucks are not good. And it's not like he's a driver that's going to elevate the equipment. So I know he's really cheap. And if you want to play Kyle Busch and need cheap guys, that's not the cheap guy to go to. Zane Smith's going to need to lead laps. I'm not interested. Dean Thompson, starting 29th, is going to need to get a top 24. I don't mind this. It's too cheap for a Nice truck. Nice Motorsports isn't great or anything, but it's better than a lot of the other equipment down below. So if you want to go to Dean Thompson, I'm completely okay with that. Carson Hocevar, starting 12th. I don't mind this play at all, actually. I remember liking him earlier. Top 7 is what you need for Hocevar. That looks good to me. I mean, yeah, he did bad at Vegas the first time last year, but I'm pretty sure he had issues. But 9th average position at the second Vegas race, and obviously by the end of the year, Carson Hocevar was a lot better than he was at the beginning of the year last season. So I really like him. I mean, I think he's got like top 10 upside here. Should run top 10, maybe could get a top 5. So 7th place is what you need for him. I like that as a good play. Cam says, damn, the truck series drivers this year are booty. Yeah, it's a really bad field. This field sucks. It is not a good group of drivers. Thad Moffitt, he's in a Rayum Brothers truck too. Top 22 for that truck. Yeah, I'm not going to want to go there. Bowdy says, KVM top 3 qualifying. What do we do with that? Well, not really too interested in Chandler Smith because I really doubt he outdrives Nemechek and Kyle Busch. But at the same time, those other two are the guys you want to get to. I would make lineups with one of those two. I probably wouldn't play Nemechek and Kyle Busch together, or I wouldn't because I was trying to make lineups with them earlier, and the value just sucks. So I don't like those lineups. But one of those two is going to dominate, and more than likely one of those two is going to win. So I would just play one of them. I know Kyle Busch is expensive, but you know he's worth it. He's Kyle Busch. He's the best truck driver ever, best Xfinity driver ever. He wins every time he's in a truck. So I mean, you got to play him. Lawless Allen, or I skipped over Chris Wright. Chris Wright starts 16th, needs a top 15. It is a Nice truck, but same thing. I mean, I'd rather just play Dean Thompson if you want to play a Nice truck, honestly. He's cheaper, starts farther back. Chris Wright probably does finish higher, but I think going to Thompson's the better DFS play. Lawless Allen starts 26th. He is going to need to get a top 21 in a Nice truck. Yeah, I mean, that one's okay. I still think Thompson's the best Nice truck here. I mean, he's also the cheapest one. But Lawless Allen's fine. I don't mind it. I mean, he's not good, but he starts farther back. He's cheap. I don't hate going there. Brennan Poole's not racing anymore. This is actually Matt Jaskell, so we'll swap that to this. They put Jaskell in that truck, so Brennan Poole is not in. Matt Jaskell's racing. It's the same team. I mean, do you want to play Matt Jaskell? I mean, it's going to be the same thing as what Brennan Poole here. He's going to need to do a lot in that truck. Those trucks have been so slow in qualifying and practice and everything we've seen at Daytona. They suck. Johnny Sauter couldn't even keep up with the pack in Daytona. Like, I don't want to play that truck. It's probably going to finish dead last. Yo, Nate, glad to be back, and thank you for everything. Let's get that early season cash. Yes, sir. Do you think Kyle may let one of his drivers win? No, I don't think so. He might let him win a stage, but, I mean, he's not going to win a race. We've never seen that. He'll try to race him for the win. But we did see last year where Kyle Busch, I think it was at Richmond, he was dominating the stage, and then like the last 2 laps, he just slowed down, let Nemechek pass him and get the stage points or whatever. So I could see that happening, but not for the win. Kyle Busch, like, you got to play Kyle Busch. That's just, I mean, it's either your lines are either with Kyle Busch or John Hunter Nemechek. So, Cam said, I delivered to the KBM shop today, and I'm historically cursed. Just a heads up. Yeah, don't bet what Cam bets. Everyone he bets just wrecks. So, Stuart Friesen, starting 17th, is going to need a top 10. This is another play I like in this like 8K mid-range. But these are not like the Friesen, the host of our plays. You can really only play them if you're playing Nemechek. If you're playing Kyle Busch, you can't really get to him. But if you're playing Nemechek, like a Stuart Friesen play is really good. Starting 17th needs a top 10. I mean, I know he didn't run so great at these tracks last year. This isn't really the type of track that he runs well at, but I mean, it's still Stuart Friesen. He's a good driver. He keeps his truck clean. Timmy Hill, the GOAT, needs a top 22 to pay off his salary. It's Timmy Hill, but at the same time, Timmy Hill always does a pretty good job of keeping his truck clean. Doesn't really get in a bunch of wrecks, and that's good for the truck series. So if you can avoid chaos, because the truck series are probably going to be a bunch of wrecks, because there always is, except for the championship race last year, he should probably do well. So I think Timmy Hill, out of like those 5K and below guys, is probably my favorite. I'm definitely fine going down there, but he's probably going to be popular. A lot of people are going to play Timmy Hill, so because no one else is down there is good, and I'm sure everybody who's doing Truck Series Draftkings stuff is saying play Timmy Hill right now. So if you want to get different, Dean Thompson's probably a little bit different, but Timmy Hill looks good. Chase Purdy, he needs a top 14, and I mean, Chase Purdy sucked. Chase Purdy didn't even qualify for Daytona in a Hattori truck. That's so bad. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, there's no way I'm playing Chase Purdy tonight. Todd Beaudine, former truck champion, coming back. He's like 80 years old. And he's driving a good truck. So he's driving a Hallmark truck, which is the same team Stuart Friesen drives. So he should probably run, I don't know, 15 to 20. I don't expect him to do that great because he hasn't raced in forever, and he's like really old. But we'll see what happens. He needs to pay off his salary at top 14. I think it's doable. That's probably where he runs all day. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if he just finishes like 23rd. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he finishes in the top 10. So that's how you got to look at Todd Beaudine tonight. I'm sure a lot of people are going to play him because they know the name. But I think I'm going to, if you're playing only a few lineups, I'd probably go somewhere else. But if you're playing a lot of lineups, get some Todd Beaudine in there. Ty Majeski starts 10th. He needs a top 4 to pay off his salary. You know, he's in a good equipment, but needing a top 4 from Ty Majeski, I'm probably not going to be too interested. I like Matt Crafton. He only needs a top 4. He's too cheap. We'll talk about my sports bets in a minute. There's a sports bet for Matt Crafton I really like tonight, but needing a top 4 from Matt Crafton is not bad. This is where he should run 5th best average position at Vegas last in the first race and 9th in the second race. Finished top 5 in both those races as well. So top 4 for Matt Crafton definitely seems like something to get to. Colby Howard starts 22nd. He is going to need a top 14. Like, again, do you really want to bet on Colby Howard to get top 14? Because I really don't. Christian Eckes. I like Christian Eckes here. He needs a top 2. Actually, I don't like Christian Eckes as much. Never mind. Top 2, I mean, I think that's doable. He won the second Vegas race last year, but he didn't dominate. He only led laps at the end of the race on the last restart. So there's that. But, I mean, a top 2 is definitely doable, but, I mean, he doesn't really have as much of a ceiling unless he gets out and leads laps. And I don't think Christian Eckes is going to pass Kyle Busch or John Hunter Nemechek. Ben Rhodes starts 4th. I mean, if you had to pick a third guy to possibly lead laps, I'd probably say Ben Rhodes, but I still don't think he's going to be able to pass Nemechek or Kyle Busch. And then Kaz Grala is probably going to be popular because he's always popular on DraftKings every single time he's in the field, but he's not in good equipment. He's in the Young's truck. That truck is not good. So he needs a top 16 to pay off that salary. I'm not going to be too interested in that. Now we move to sports betting, my little tiny sports betting page. This is what I got at earlier. Bet Kyle Busch minus 120 to win. I bet John Hunter Nemechek to win. And then my top 5 bets were Crafton top 5 and Eckes top 5. I really like those. Those are, I mean, we just talked about Crafton's stats, and Eckes also had 2 top 5s at Vegas last year. So, I mean, getting him at plus 150 and plus 300 to get top 5, I really like that. And then I didn't write this one down, but I'll write it now. Christian Eckes over Ty Majeski. So Christian Eckes to finish higher than Ty Majeski in the driver props matchups. I like that. I mean, once again, like we didn't really see Ty Majeski run here last year in good equipment, but Christian Eckes I think should get top 5, and I mean I think that's more likely than Majeski getting top 5. Now Majeski finishes 3rd and Eckes finishes 4th. Oops, but that's why I like for sports betting tonight. So yeah, it's really the little rundown there. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. I'll answer them for you. Make sure that like button. And then we'll get out of here because it is Friday night. So I know a lot of people want to go enjoy their Friday night instead of sitting here on YouTube, including me. I would prefer John Hunter Nemechek to win tonight because those odds pay out way more than Kyle Busch. If neither of them win, I'll probably be down bad. So that would be unfortunate. And it is Truck Series, so they're likely to wreck. Oops. I think this was like minus 105 when I got it. I saw it recently. I think it's minus 115 now. But earlier it was minus 105. Hopefully we can hit some stuff. Last week we had a great week of sports betting. Cole Custer winning was awesome. Great night, but Cup Series didn't go well because, Byron and Reddick wrecked each other, so that was fun. Reddick would have won that freaking race. But whatever. What you gonna do? Run it back with the same guys. But that's probably it. I'm probably gonna head on out. Thanks for being here. Make sure to hit that like button. Have a great rest of your night. Boom, I'm out. I don't fucking care anymore. I really don't care about this shit anymore like I used to.